everyone, Mitch coming in from the Commander's Core studio. Welcome to the show. So on today's episode, I've got an exciting one for you, an incredibly powerful, brand new commander that is incredibly broken. I will show you exactly how you can break it, how you can dominate everyone in your play group with this one, and I will give you the cards. The card list link in the description below that has all those cards that help you do so. Let's jump into them. So, first up, let's talk about the commander itself. Irdu, Carrier of Dawn. Not sure how you say that game exactly, but close enough. 5/5 Elemental God with flying and lifelink for 5 mana and white. Creature spells you cast have Convoke. Here's the thing. Yes, that is powerful. Yes, there are definitely broken things you can do with that, but the backside is what we really care about. Beginning of your first main phase, you can pay a black mana if you do transform it. So when you do, you flip this over. And you say, hey, Isilu, Carrier of Twilight, yeah, this is the gross, disgusting, amazing side. So yeah, I mean, you either need a way to protect your commander for a trip around the table, which could be quite easy. You've got plenty of great ways to do that to make sure you can get to that, first main phase trigger. Or if you can flash it in, essentially, like a Vidalcan Orrery beforehand, and then you go, oh, okay, yeah, now I flip it. Anyways, 5/5, Flying Lifelink, Elemental God, that stays the same, basically, but, each other non-token creature control has persist. Yeah, that does not stay the same. That is a disgusting, amazing thing. Which means that when it dies, if it had no -1/-1 counters on it, it comes back to the battlefield, earns its control, a -1/-1 counter on it. And of course, it's got the exact same thing, but in reverse for paying a white to flip it back. But you're not going to flip it back, because once you're on this side, you are going to win the game basically right away. That is just basically right away. You're going to say, hey, you know what? It's been nice playing with you, but, the game is now over. Let's play again. Shuffle up and play again, okay? Yeah, there are so many disgusting things that you can do with Persist, and typically when it comes to, like, Persist combo decks, usually it's, like, the other way around in a way, where it's, like, the commander will give, your creatures, like, an extra counter when it comes into play. And when I say counter, I mean +1/+1 counter, because a little while back, the rule changed where instead of keeping track of +1/+1 and -1/-1 counters on the exact same creature, those cancel out. And because of that, again, if you got a creature that's got persist, it can keep dying again and again and again if it's getting +1/+1 counters on it too. So, yeah, usually it's that way around where, okay, the commander gives the counters out and the creatures have persist, but there was only so many creatures out there that have persist. This says, no. All your creatures have persist. And by the way, there's an insane amount of creatures that give themselves a counter, and even more so. Let's jump into those. I mean, very simple, very effective, very cheap. Just 1 mana, 22 cents. Arcbound Worker, a great example. A 0/0 construct with modular 1. When it enters the battlefield, enters with a +1 counter on it. When it dies, you can put its counters on target artifact creature. Yeah, again, super simple, incredibly effective. Literally just, alright, I come into play with a counter. Cool. Alright. Yeah, well, my commander is going to say that you get a -1/-1 counter on it. Oh, okay, cool. Those cancel out. It dies again and again and again and again. And it just keeps coming back into play every single time. And when it does, well, I get to put its counters on target artifact creature. It's not going to really have any counters, but that's okay. Again, a 1 mana, just, hey, I have an infinite loop of my creature coming into play again and again and again. If I've got any other ETB triggers, any LTB triggers, any death triggers, we'll get to those here in a little bit, I win the game, basically. Enduring Bond, Warden, 0/1 human scout for a single mana, backup 1. When this creature dies, put its counters on target creature you control. So yeah, being able to just go, okay, you come to play, put a counter on target creature with that backup 1, which is itself, and then again. It won't just die naturally on its own. You need to sacrifice it, which is all about ways to do it. You got plenty of ways to do that in this color combination. Yeah, it's a great kind of aristocrat-style strategy combo setup with these. Iron Apprentice, again, a 0/0, enters with a counter on it when it dies, had counters to those counters on target creature control. Basically an exact copy, essentially, of Arcbound Worker, except it doesn't say modular on it, but basically the exact same thing. Star Pupil, 0/0, enters with a counter on it when it dies, puts counter target creature control. Basically, modular minus, again, kind of like the last one, like not having to target an artifact creature, essentially. It could be any. Zach Fair enters with a counter on it. Cool, 0/1. You can also pay 1 to sacrifice and target creature control gains indestructible till end of turn. Then you put the counters on that creature and attach equipment. Cool, all right, sweet. Anyways, with this one, though, it's just basically like, again, hey, infinite counters and on it. infinite counters. Infinitely coming back because the counter's canceling out, and then you can also use this to, sacrifice itself and also protect other things. It's quite great. Or how about this one, which gets quite crazy? Blood Crazed Paladin. 1/1 Vampire Knight with Flash for 2 mana in black. Enters battlefield with a counter on it for each creature that died this turn. Ironically, the first time can be itself. It's like, okay, it's just sitting around in play on its own, and then you sacrifice it, and then with it persist, it comes back, essentially, and then it goes, oh, okay, I come back and play the counter on me because I died. And also, it might as well counter me because I died. And then it keeps going again and again and again and just growing to the most massive creature of all time. Again, trillions and trillions of counters on it, essentially. So, of course, if you got, Power Matters type synergies, that can work, too. Even, Unleash can work with this as well, with Grim Roustabout. A 1/1 Skeleton Worth Unleash, again, which means you can have it enter the battlefield with a counter on it. It can't block as long as they counter on it. Yeah, just do that. Why not? Again, that's part of the combo. Again, even Phantom Nomad just comes into play. This thing sees almost no play in Commander. Comes into play with 2 counters on it. Damage will be dealt to it, prevent that damage, remove a counter from it. Cool. Awesome. Doesn't really matter. What matters is literally that this just comes into play with counters. So it cancels out the -1/-1 counters. Finally, Selfless Blaze Cap then enters the counter on it and leaves the battlefield, put its counter to our creature control. Again, there are so many ways to take advantage of this loop. Now let's talk about ways to actually make the loop happen. And those, of course, start with free sacrifice outlets. Yeah, Viserys here, an amazing card. 1/1 Vampire Wizard for a single black mana. Sacrifice a creature, scry 1. Yeah, with this and any of those creatures that you can freely sacrifice that don't just end up with 0 power on them, basically, one of those that stays in play, that after, comes back, you just sacrifice it again, and then it comes back. And then it sacrifices again, and then it comes back. You get infinite scry. Not infinite rules lords out there, a trillion, sure, whatever. You can just basically scry your entire library and get the exact card that you want on top of it, which is quite amazing. And of course, even with that, you don't even need to go through your entire library sometimes. If you're already set up to win, you're set up to win. Carrion Feeder. It's a 1/1 zombie for a single black mana. It can't block, and also, when you sacrifice those creatures, you get counters on it. So again, you're literally just going, okay, sure, let me get the most massive creature of all time, essentially, out of this little 1-cost creature. Altar of Dementia. You basically just win. As long as you've got a creature that has a single power, I should say. Sacrifice creature target player, mills basically based on the power. So yeah, again, if you have a creature that has 1 power inherently, or again, like the Blood Crazed Paladin that just gets super large, you can actually just take all your opponents out with this and your little combo. Spawning Pit. This one's quite fun as well. Sacrifice a creature, put a charge counter in Spawning Pit, pay 1, and remove 2 charge counters from it, make a 2/2. So yeah, you're just building up all these charge counters, again, getting an infinite amount, trillion, whatever, essentially, and then, yeah, whenever you want, you can just pay 1 to start making some 2/2s, so you can definitely win from there. Ashnod's Altar, of course, broken, disgusting, amazing, cost 3 mana, pay 0, pay 0. It's just basically errated to sacrifice a creature, add colorless, so yes, sacrifice your creature as many times as you need to, and make infinite colorless mana. There you go. Fanatical Devotion, a great sacrifice out that not many people know about. Enchantment for 3 mana in white, sacrifice creature, regenerate target creature. A great way to protect your things, especially your commander. Martyr's Cause, your opponents literally can't deal damage to you. Great. Sacrifice creature, prevent all damage to a creature or player from 1 source. They can deal damage to anything if you really want to. You can essentially just go, no, that doesn't deal damage. No, that doesn't deal damage. No, that doesn't deal damage. Because you can keep sacrificing when you need to. Yeah, Phyrexian Altar, incredibly expensive, incredibly good. Sacrifice creature at 1 mana of any color. Again, infinite mana of all colors, basically. There you go. Warren Soul Trader, less expensive than that, still very expensive, though. Pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, create a treasure token. Technically not infinite, because again, you are going to be losing life, though, if you've got life gain synergies with this as well, which there are plenty to have. There you go. Infinite treasures, or semi-infinite treasures, too. Yeheni Undying Partisan. Yeah, this one is just a creature that can get absolutely large, absolutely massive, whenever opponent's creatures die, but also, again, it is a free sacrifice outlet that also protects itself. Sacrifice a creature, gains indestructible until end of turn. Dimir Houseguard, a great tutor effect. You can transmute it away for 3 mana and go get any card in your deck that costs 4. You can also sacrifice a creature to regenerate it, and it's got fear. Cool. And then finally, Yawgmoth, Thran Physician. Actually, ironically, a commander itself that can go infinite, but with undying creatures, but so kind of the opposite anyway. 2/4 Human Cleric, protection from humans. Pay 1 life, sacrifice a creature, put a -1 counter to 1 target creature, and draw a card. Pay 2 mana in black, discard a card, proliferate. So this is one where Well, you can take out creatures quite easily with it, obviously. Again, you are limited to the upper threshold of your life total, unless you have a way to gain life while doing this as well. But yeah, a great way to draw an insane amount of cards with this while comboing. And finally, let's talk finishers. Of course, Blood Art is the OG. Yeah, a great way to take out your opponents. Whenever it or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. Again, doesn't matter which creature you are persistently comboing with. See what I did there? You are going to be winning the game with this one. Again, you just drain your opponents, you gain a bunch of life, cool, and yeah, there you go. Or how about Corpse Knight? Again, on the opposite end of things, creature enters battlefield under control, each opponent loses 1 life. Again, you don't need that life gain to actually just win the game from here, unless you've got like a sacrifice out that makes you lose life, kind of again like, well, Yawgmoth, because Yawgmoth's mean. But yes, being able to essentially just go, oh, okay, yeah, I infinitely sack my Arcbound Worker, cool, I win. Goodbye. Cruel Celebrant. Whenever another creature or planeswalker you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Very simple, very effective. LSL Core. Hey, creatures come into play in your control, you gain a life. Creatures die in your control, each opponent loses 1 life. Again, you get both the life gain and the life loss with this. So again, you can combo, you can do crazy things with this one. Marionette Apprentice. Ironically, one that can actually combo with itself in a way. Kind of, I mean, you need like another. It's like kind of like both pieces of the combo, I guess I should say. A 1/2 Human Artificer with Fabricate 1, which typically with Fabricate, you choose the secondary option. You choose make a 1/1 servo. That being said, with this one, you're going to get a counter on it because, again, it can be part of that undying group that just keeps getting counters on it again and again and again and again and again. That being said, if it is your engine to win the game when it's in play, whatever the creature or artifact you control has been graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. So again, literally it can just be a Blood Artistry type effect. Vengeful Blood Witch, a 1/1 Vampire Warlock. Whenever this creature or the creature you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Again, unlike Blood Artist, this is just for your creatures, but again, it doesn't matter. Because again, you are the one comboing, you're the one sacrificing creatures, you win. Zulport Cutthroat, of course, incredibly good 1/1 Human Rogue ally. It another creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. Drain away. Bastion Remembrance. Make a 1/1 when this enters the battlefield. Creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life, and you gain 1 life. It's cute that you get like the little 1/1. You're like, oh, awesome, yay! I get 1 to drain my opponents. You're like, okay, let's just infinitely sacrifice this this Arcbound Worker or whatnot. Cool, I win. Or how about Life Insurance? Now this one won't win you the game, but this is a good one to mention when it comes to, again, getting an insane amount of value out of your, well, loop, essentially, until you can win. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, yeah, you lose 1 life and you create a treasure token. There you go. Being able to just lose a bunch of life, cool. I mean, you got ways to, again, stop that life loss potentially once you dig into them, and then win from there. There you go. Yeah, overall, an insanely powerful commander. Again, you are going to need to build in ways to make sure that you can protect this, because you need to actually be able to flip it to the side, or again, ways that you can actually flash it out potentially, where you can just out of nowhere go, okay, yeah, upkeep, draw, yeah, and then you just pop it in right before your first main phase, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, now pay 1 mana, flip it over, and by the way, I win! Yeah, Persist is an incredibly broken thing, and there are so many ways to break it, and yeah, I didn't even mention, like, an 1/8 of the creatures that just come into play with counters on them. So you've got an insane amount of options. I was just basically trying to bring you, you know, all like the low to the ground ones that also have like other benefits too in a way. So yeah, you can do a lot of crazy things with it. Have fun decimating your opponents. I guess I'd even mention that like Cathar's Crusade, just plus like any creature, it goes infinite with Persist once you have like a sacrifice outlet. There you go. So yeah, that's also a way to win. My goodness, there's so many ways to win with this one. And with that, this episode is coming to a close. Comment below with your thoughts on it. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.